And in block 3 we will be talking about unit 5, that is office accommodation, and unit 6, office layout. So now first we will talk about the block 2, unit 5, that is principles of office organization. So in the last class we discussed about what is an office, what are the principles of an office, how the in office plays a very important role in the career of an employee as well as in the market. So now today we will try to understand the principles of office organization. Now, what is the principles of organization? First, we will try to understand what is an organization. Organization is an arrangement. Organization is an arrangement that serves the purpose of the individual's sense of self-fulfillment through group efforts. That is, organization. In simple terms, if we understand what is an organization is an arrangement that serves the purpose of the individuals, and when all the individuals come together and form and come out with a group effort to achieve a common goal, when all of them come together, that can be considered as an organization. So now this organization has to have some important thing where a organization plays we can say that it is a very important tool for achieving the teamwork. Now, what do we understand by teamwork? Teamwork, as I told you, is a group effort. When some people come together, when some people come together to achieve a common goal, can be termed as a team effort, or with good understanding, with good cooperation, without any bias, everybody coming out with their interest to achieve that common goal can be termed as the organization. So we can say that it is an important tool for achieving the teamwork. And as well as when there is a good teamwork, when there is a scope for good major efficiency and progressive nature, then automatically the organization or the people will or they can get better fruits, or I can say better results. Now, this organization, when we talk about an organization, it can be the organization can be a public organization, a private organization, an educational institution, anything, a factory, an industry, anything can be considered as an organization. Why? Because when there is a team effort, when a group of people come together to come out with a common goal, to achieve a common goal, that can be termed as an organization. So, if you take in an institution also, the institution also has a common goal where everybody, the teachers, the administrative staff, everybody comes together to achieve a common goal. What is the common goal of that educational institution? It is about to impart knowledge to the students, to get better efficiency in the students. All this, that is a we can say that is an organization where there will be a team effort. Now, this organization has two types, that is the formal organizations and the informal organizations. Now, what do we understand by formal organizations? Formal organization is a well defined. Now, in an organization, first I want to make it clear that in an organization, both formal and informal, both of them can exist in an organization. So, what is formal? What is informal? Formal is well defined things, well defined things in the or well defined jobs in the organization can be formal organizations or formal meetings. Now, an interview or sharing the responsibility or assigning the duties, responsibilities, and we can say accountability, the measures of accountability, the measures of authority, the measures of responsibility. Now, what do we understand by accountability? That is answerable. Now, an employee who works in an organization is responsible as well as he is answerable to the organization for his work. If anything goes wrong, he has to explain to the organization. That is called as accountability. Then, what can we understand by responsibility and authority? Authority is making the opposite person work there by the designation. That is, now the superior or a supervisor has the authority to assign duties to his subordinates or to his the fellow workers or his whoever is working under him. So he has that position, that designation as a supervisor. So that is the authority. Now authority will not cannot be accomplished without responsibility. So authority and responsibility go hand in hand. Now, what is responsibility? When a person is given the authority to allow to give orders to his juniors, then he should also have, that person should also have the responsibility. That is, he has to take up that responsibility of whatever the mistakes, if his subordinates do, he has to take up that responsibility of not performance. So authority. So what is formal organization? Formal organization, in this formal organization, it is a well defined jobs, well defined jobs. That is, they can, well defined jobs means measure of authority, responsibility, accountability, where every person, whoever works in an organization, has to be responsible to his work. When he is being given some position, he has to use his authority to make the work done, or to, and he should also be accountable. The person, that employee has to be accountable. That is, he has to be he should understand, and he should be answerable for his work. If he has done anything wrong, he has to give an explanation about his work as well. So that can be a formal organization. Then what is informal organization? As I told you, formal and informal, these two can exist in an organization. Informal meeting. Informal meeting means a formal. I'll give you a better example. Formal meeting and informal meeting. Formal meeting is in a boardroom or in a office cabin, that is face to face interaction, and talking about how the work has to be conducted, where how the execution of the plans and the strategies, and these all can be a formal meeting. Now, informal is catching up on a coffee, that is, or on a lunch, having a lunch meeting, having a lunch with the superiors, and having an informal chat, sharing of thoughts. This can be an informal meeting, which can also help the organization to achieve better targets. So, what is informal organization? Informal organization is the relationship between the people who are working in the organization. That is, building of relationships in the organization with the superordinates and the subordinates or the fellow colleagues. How can this can work? This can work through sharing of work, through emotions, through attitudes, or likes and dislikes. Now, we see many times in the organizations, we come across people having likes, that if a person likes something, the other person might also like that thing, and both of them might have the common likingness towards the one subject. So that they will come together and work freely because they are like-minded people. So this can also do wonders. This can also do wonders for the organization and for the betterment of the organization. So when we talk about the organization, the formal and informal methods, the more formal and informal methods, both of them play a very, very crucial role in the development of the organization and as well as in the achievement of the organizational goals. So we can say that these two might help the organization in the achievement of the organizational goals. So now this is all about the organization, that is the types of organizations, that is formal and informal. Now we will talk about the principles of organization. What are the major and important principles of organization? The first, and we will talk about a few of the principles. That is, the first one is primary role of the objectives. That is, the whatever organization it might be, if it is a primary, it is a public organization or a private organization or an educational institution, whatever might be the organization, the primary objective or the basic principle or the first and foremost principle is about the role of objectives. That is, the objective, the result, or how to the target has to be decided. Or I can say that a goal has to be decided. If they don't have any goal, if the organization does not have anything, how stipulated time or desired time goal, time limit, then they will not be having anything. They will not be having that ease to work, and there will be no team effort as well because they don't have a team time bound things. So that is, the target has to be set. The first and foremost principle in an organization, in the working of the organization, is they should have the objective. Unless and until they don't have the objective to wait, when they have to start and when they have to complete and what should be the result, then they might not be able to achieve the targets in a very shorter period of time. Then the second principle in the principles of organization is principle balance, stability and flexibility. What do we understand by balance? Balance is the overall development or overall that everything has to be in a streamlined manner. That is, if production team is working, then the production team should be in coordination with the finance team, with the marketing team, with the HR team. Because if everybody comes together and have a coordination, balance in their work, then only they can achieve their targets in very shorter period of time. Otherwise, if there is no balance, that is, if there is no coordination between each department, then the production team will have no clue when they have to manufacture the goods, when they have to come out with the finished goods. And the marketing team, if it does not have coordination with the production team, then they will not be having any idea when they have to go into the market for the selling of the delivering of the goods, when they have to attract the customers. They will not have a proper plan. So there should be a balance of things in the organization. Balance means there should be a systematic coordination, a streamline between all the systems in the organization, whereby which will create a cooperative atmosphere in the organization. And the second is stability, the stability to perform, the stability to come up with the system, stability to organize these things in the stipulated manner. Then Flexibility. Flexibility is if something, having a breathing period, having a space, that is, if the product has to be delivered 10 days, after 10 days, then they should have a scope of that they should be ready with in the 5 days only, and they should have, if something goes wrong, then they can have a 5 days of breathing period to deliver the goods. So they should be ready 5 days before only, or before the delivery of the goods. That will be a flexibility to perform the things. That is a very, very important principle of the organization. Then we have informal organizations, that is having an in I can say that having a mutual understanding, having a mutual understanding with the subordinates and the superordinates. That is, if A person may not be able to perform well, then the B person should take up that responsibility. That is termed as understanding. If there is an understanding, if there is a mutual understanding of the things, if they are binded emotionally, and if they are liking, if they are performing in a very collective manner, then the attitudes, that is, okay, this is my organization, I have to work for the organization, the loyalties, these all will help the organization in an informal way to achieve the targets. Then we have dividing and grouping of work, dividing of work and grouping of work. What has to be done, who has to do, when it has to be done, all this has to be understandable. That is the delegation of duties, the delegation of assigning duties. All this has to be kept in mind, and these are the very, very important principles which has to be kept in mind by the organizations when they want to achieve their targets in the stipulated time. So this can be, we can say that these are the principles of organization which play a very, very important role in the development of the organization, and as well as in the achievement of the organizational goals. So we can say that now when we talk about all these, when we talk about all these principles or this, the most important one is the management. Unless and until the management extends cooperation, extends togetherness, making the employees feel that they are working for themselves, then only the people or the employees will feel that they are working for themselves. Because here in an organization we see that organizational development is important, equally employees development is also equally important. Now what do we understand by development? Employees development is his career aspects, because any employee when he enters in an organization, he will have two goals. That is, the first one will be organizational goal. That is, he should work for the organizational goal. The second one will be his personal goal. That is his career, how he has to plan his career to achieve promotions, to get rewards, to get recognition, to be acknowledged by the organization. These all has to be kept in mind. So when we talk about the principles of organization, these things have to be kept in mind both by the organization and by the employee. Because when we talk about the organization also should keep in mind that the organizational goals are also important, and the employees relations and the employees development is also important. Why? Because they shouldn't focus only on the results and only on the profits. They should also see that the employees are satisfied, and time to time they have to be given, the employees have to be awarded with incentives, rewards, promotions. All these has to be given to the employees. So we can say that it is as we can say that it is a vice versa process, that is the organization, and as well as the organization means the management or the public sector, if it is there, then the government has to keep in mind that the employees, whoever are working, they have to be given better initiatives, better incentives for the development of themselves as well. So this can be a vice versa process. Then we will move on to the second unit 4, that is office environment, or in block 3, office environment. Now, what do we understand by the term environment? Environment is the surroundings where we live, where we work, that when a person works, surrounding him, whatever he has, that can be termed as environment. So if he is living at his place, is a house or a home, then surrounding his house or home is can be termed as house environment. So now we will talk about what do we understand by office environment. Office environment is it refers to the physical environment of the office. It refers to the physical environment of the office, or office surroundings can be termed as office environment. Now, what are the important factors which are very, very important for this office environment? First, we will try to understand, is it necessary that if a person is working in an office, do these environmental aspects, or we do the physical conditions where have an impact on the working of the employees? Yes, we can say that yes, the answer will be yes, because the physical conditions, the physical environment surrounded to by the employee, surrounded by the surrounded toward the employee in the organization, play a very, very important role for his work or his performance. Why? Because for example, if you take a person working in an pharmaceutical company, then he should work with so many hazardous conditions. That is, he should work with very toxic chemicals, and when he is not being given a proper sanitation, proper guidance, proper proper we can say protective measures, then shields or aprons or gloves, then he will not be able to work in the environment. Why? Because he might get hurt in the process of working. So the physical conditions or the physical environment in the organization will play a very, very important role in the working of the organization, and also it will have a great impact on the performance of the employee as well, because it might affect the efficiency and the effectiveness of the working of the employee. So this will also have a great impact on the employee, as well as in the on the organization as well. So now we will move on to the what are the important factors of the physical environment. The most important factors, or we can name a few, they are: the first one is the staff facilities. We see many times in the organizations the facilities provided to the staff. Now, what can be the staff facilities? That is provision of restrooms, better restrooms, better lunch rooms, And all these are very, very important. Better transport facilities, all this are very, very important for the organization which has to provide to the staff, because if the staff does not have better restrooms, then the female staff might not be comfortable enough in working with the organization. And if they are very well qualified also, they might leave the organization. And if there is no better transport facility also, many of them might not have better might leave the organization. So these can be a very, very major impacts or major things which might create hindrances in the development of the organization. Because of this we can say, but because of this conducive environments. Then the second one is lighting, that is, if if better provision of lighting facilities or lights are not being provided, then can the employees work? No, because they may not be able to focus on their work. Now, here we can take so because illumination, that is the better light. If light is very good, if the light is very good, then the employee can have a then the employee will have better facilities. Then the employee will show will show a better understanding in the working of the work, or in he can show because of the lighting, better lighting facilities, he will be able to focus on his work. Because if the room is very dark, if the lighting is very poor, then he may not be able to read properly, he may not be able to deliver the goods properly, he might get hurt, he might not be able to have a proper conversation with his subordinates because of the poor lighting systems. These all might be the some of the disadvantages of poor lighting. So the organization has to keep in mind that it has to provide better lighting facilities. Then we have physical hazards. That is, as I told you, the example of pharmaceutical companies. Now, the firecrackers company industries, factories, the pharmaceutical companies, chemical industries, all these are have a very physical hazardous situations where the environment might be toxic enough because of the poisonous gases, because of the chemicals and everything. So the conditions might not be much favorable for the employees to work. So the physical environment should be kept very harmful free. That is, it should not have harmful things, so that the employees can be able to work in a very positive environment. Then the next important one is security. The security of the employees. The security of the employees also plays a very, very important role, because at they we see mostly we come across in MNCs, the employees have shift systems. That is, they go for work in the night as well, they work night as well, they travel in the nights as well. So the office or the offices should provide the better facilities. The offices should be provided with better facilities of transport and better security as well. That is, giving them the mostly and precisely about for the female staff. They should provide better security systems. Then we have the ventilation. If there is no proper ventilation, then there will be the atmosphere will be a suffocating one. Then the employees might not be able to work in an in that environment. So proper ventilation, proper sunlight will also play a very, very important role in the office environment. Then lastly, we have the cleanliness. We come across in many organizations that they don't take care of the cleanliness. Cleanliness is keeping the environment clean, because if the environment is not clean, if the environment is not proper, then the employees might be prone to, or they might be thrown to health issues, and they might hazardous conditions might prevail. But we can take the better example of the COVID, where we have experienced this COVID-19 recently, which has, because this has given an alarm, or we can say this has given a waking alarm to the people that they should be clean enough. Because of this, the viruses might, if there is no cleanliness being taken up as an initiative, and a priority is not given, then automatically there is a chance of the employees getting sick. So cleanliness has to be taken into considerations. Then we have these are the, we can say that these are the important factors which have to be taken in mind, or which have to be kept in mind by the organizations of the environment when they are setting up the office, or that we can say. So this is all about the office environment, unit 4, office environment. Now we will move on to the block 3, the unit 5, office accommodation. Now what do we understand by accommodation? Accommodation refers to the selection of appropriate office location, office building. So, office accommodation, we all know. What do we understand by the term accommodation? Accommodating people to work, accommodating people to work for the organization. Now, if the organization if the organization does not have a building, if does not have a proper location, can they work properly? No. They can achieve the targets? No. So they should have a proper building in a proper location. I'm using the term proper building and proper location, because if the location, what do we mean by the term location? Location is the area, the area where this building is situated, or where the area where this office is situated or is constructed. Because the office location also plays a very, very important role. It has to be near to the market, or it has to be near to the bus stop. Like that, they have to keep in mind. So, what do we understand by the term office accommodation? Office accommodation refers to the selection of appropriate office building or office or location, that can be termed as office accommodation. Then, what are the important factors which have to be kept in mind when the organization is going for office accommodation? The first and foremost is office location, as I told you. Now we can take the example of the market. If the farmer market yard, if the market yard is far away from the city, from the agricultural lands, or from that villages, then can the farmers store their product in the market yards? No, they cannot, because the location will be far off, and to bring that produce to this market yard, if it takes more time, then there are chances of spoiling of the vegetables, fruits, or whatever the produce is there. So the market yard should be located near to the agricultural lands in the prime area, so that the farmers will have a shorter time to get to reach the market, to whereas to achieve better profits. So office location plays a very important role. Then we have shape and size. The shape and size of the office also plays a very important role. If the size of the office and is not good, then if a small area has to accommodate 50 people and everybody sitting one beside the other, then will they be able to work properly? It might not be. We can say that it might not be the right play work ethics, because everybody might not have that independency to work properly. They cannot be able to show their efficiency in the working. So shape and size of the organization also plays a very important role. Then we have the third one is the convenience to the staff and visitors. Now, in an organization, the first impression, we say that the first impression is the best impression. So, if the organization is situated very far from the bus stop, or very far in a remote place where there is no means of transport, where there is no proper ventilation, when there is no proper communication, or and it is very in a deserted place, then it will create many problems to the staff as well as to the visitors. The clients will think that why should we travel so much distance to go to that office? We will go for we will check an another alternative office so that we can do better business, because the reaching time will be less, and we need not, the transportation might not be good here. So there is not a good atmosphere prevailing, so the convenience might not be good enough. So this might lead to the chances of losing of us better staff, as well as losing of the major clients of the organization. So it is very important to keep in mind that the working of the organization, and the because the organization, ultimately we see that the organization works for the profits only. Ultimately they go for profits only. So it has to be kept in mind that the office location should be in a prime place, a prime area. Otherwise they will not be able to achieve their targets. Now we take the example of the market in a shopping area. In the shopping area also, these garment stores, all these will be in the prime area, in the front only. They don't go way back. Why? Because the customers, they come and see in the front shops only, and they try to buy the product, because nobody will be interested to walk more to check whether what is there in the last rows. So this will lead to disturbances in the system as well. So we can say that these might be the factors which will make the organization have to understand that location, accommodation of the building, and the location also plays a very important role in the achievement of the targets of the organization. So we can say that this is a very important thing to remember. Now we will move on to the last one, that is the unit 6, office layout. Now what do we understand by the term layout? Layout is is office layout it can be referred as it is a systematic arrangement. It is a systematic arrangement of office equipments, machines, and furniture for providing space for to the office personnel to perform there with efficiency. Layout, what do we understand by layout? Layout is the place, is the space provided for the office personnel to work efficiently. How? Because providing them good, better equipments, better furniture, and better equipments, furniture, and machines. So the office has to keep in mind only that the layout should be good enough, because if the office staff, if they have to work a whole day on computers only, with the computers only, then if the computers does not work properly, if they don't have proper Wi-Fi facilities, if they don't have better internet, if they don't have better printer, if they don't have clear equipments, whatever are needed for them, then if can they work with the in this atmosphere with that laptops or the computers? No, they may not be able to, because the computers has to cooperate with them. That is, they should be equipped with the latest technology, latest softwares, and the Wi-Fi should be very fast enough to get the rightful information at the right time. And when they are going for providing data analysis, or we can say that carrying on with the data, then they should be having, when they are entering the data in the system, then it should be a quick process. Otherwise, then the time will be running out and they will not achieve the targets. Now we can take the I'll explain you with this layout, taking the example of the government departments or something, where if you go to Me Seva, I will give you the example of a Me Seva. Now, in the Me Sevas, the whatever the it is a public organ funded that system. It is a whereby the outsourced system, whereby the all the government works can are being carried out in this Me Seva centers, where they facilitate the citizens, and they help the citizens to get the rightful information from the government departments. That is, if they want to get any document from the government, these Me Sevas help the citizens to apply and get that documents in no time. Now, if a person goes to the Me Seva center, and if the servers are down, if the laptops or the computers are not working, if the Wi-Fi facility, if the internet facility is not good, then each person will take at half an hour time, then it is just waste of time. Then the performance of that Me Seva center also will have a negative impact, that this Me Seva center will is not working properly, and they will have a negative impact on the system, on the consumers as well. So this will create a disturbance in the working of the organizations. So office layout, that is the provision of the equipments, machines, and the furniture which is needed for the organization and working of the employees, has to be kept in mind and has to be provided with all sophistications. That is, if there is no sophisticated method equipment, then the employees might feel they might not feel good enough. They might not feel working is a better option here. They might quit the organization, or they feel that it will affect, moreover, it will affect their performance, and they will feel that this is a not good place to work because of this if their furniture is not good, if their equipments are not good, and if the machines are not working properly. So, to have better efficiency, we can say that it is not only the efficiency does not only influences the employee, it is not only the efficiency of the employee, but also to improve the efficiency of the employee, the equipments, the layout, whatever is being given to the employees has to be good enough. Otherwise, how much the employee strives also, he may not be able to give better results. With that, what happens? The employee will have a negative impact on himself, or he will feel that I am not able to perform, because he will feel that I am unable to achieve the targets. So this might create some disturbances in the working of the employees as well. Now we can say that the need of the layout. Is there any need for a proper layout? Then we have to say the answer will be yes, there is a need for a proper layout. Why? Because why there is a need to have a proper layout? Then we will answer this. That is, the first and foremost one is, if there is no proper layout, then it will impact the morale of the employees. The morale is the self confidence, that is, I can perform, I can achieve, I will finish the task. These things will have a backseat. Why? Because if the system is not working, if the furniture, if the employee is not having better files, better proper the stationery or better infrastructure, then he will feel that okay, the he will lose the self confidence in himself, that okay, I am only not working properly, or am I not being given a better infrastructure to perform well. So this will have a great impact, because if anything has to be done in 10 minutes of time, and if it is taking 1 hour of time, then the employee automatically will feel that why I am taking so much of time, why I am taking so much of time to complete the task. So it will indirectly gives a great impact on his morale, or it will great have a great impact on his self confidence, whereby giving a negative impact on his working. So, this can be a major thing which has to be kept in mind by the organizations when they go for a layout, office layout. So, second important one is increases productivity. That is, if the layout, if the provision of things, equipments for furniture, all this, if it is being provided in a better manner, then the employee also will give a productivity in a very good manner. Because if, as I have given you the example of the usage of computers, now if the computer is well working, if they have better facilities, internet facilities, if they are having better everything, better technology, faster technology, better softwares, then automatically the employee also feels that okay, I am having everything, so it is upon me only how I work. So easily he will work, and he will try to finish the work. He will try to finish the work in no time. That is, if that work has to be finished in 1 hour time, he might finish it in 40 minutes, so that he will have a scope of 20 minutes to recheck the work, and also he will have positive impact, that it will give a track record for him to boost his career, that he has finished the task in a very shorter period of time, which might give him the scope for acknowledgement, reward, and as well as promotions. So this will have a great impact on the employee. Then we have the third one is the impacts the efficiency rate. As I told you, if the equipments and the machinery are given in a rightful manner, then it will have a better thing. That is, the efficiency rate goes up. Everybody will be happy enough because they have completed the targets in the stipulated time. So the efficiency also the efficiency rate goes up, whereby if the rate goes up, automatically the organizational result also will have a better one. That is, the organizational goals will be achieved in a shorter period of time. So this we can say that it will play a very, very important role, that is the office layout. Then we have open office system and individual office system or private office systems. Now, what do we understand by open office system? Open office, the name itself explains. Open means that the organization will have a hall. That is, all the employees are put in one hall, and everybody will be working in one hall only. Now, this in one hall, or if all employees are working, then it has its own advantages and as well as disadvantages. Now, first we will talk about advantages. Now, if all the employees are put in a huge hall in one room, and if they are made to work, then there will be less scope for more supervision, because only everybody can be seen at once, and there no monitoring more monitoring is not required, and there will be no wastage of time to move from one place to another, to move from one office to the other. So this can create whereby having a better supervision, but these can be the advantages. Now, disadvantages is overcrowding of more people which might create disturbances in the area. One person might be hearing the other person talking, and which might create some disturbances in understanding the things, and it might create some disturbances, disliking towards one and another, because each one of them will be constantly monitoring one another's performance, which might create some disturbances in the work culture. So this can be a disadvantageous factor. Then the second one is the private office or the individual office. Individual office is that private rooms, that is cabins, each person having their own private cabins. Now, this also has advantages and as well as disadvantages. Now, advantageous part is the organization, the employees will feel free to work because there will be nobody to constantly monitoring their work. They will feel that they are the boss for themselves in their room, and they will work with a very good positive atmosphere. The work culture also will become very, very positive. This can be, and this will create good atmosphere in the office. The disadvantageous part might be to have private rooms, to have cabins, or to have this large structures are needed. That is, huge buildings are needed, or more workplace space is needed, uh, because and more of stationery is needed, more of infrastructure is needed. So this might have a huge impact on the expenditure of the organization. So each open office as well as a private office, both of them have their own advantages and disadvantages. So, when we talk about these offices or anything, for everything, there are advantages as well as disadvantages. No thing we can say that it has only advantages. So, for everything we come across, they have advantages as well as disadvantages. So, this can be another important thing. Now, we will move on to the objectives of the office layout. What are the important objectives of the office layout? The first and foremost one is it will have effective workflow. That is, if they have proper machinery, if the organization has proper equipments, proper infrastructure, then automatically there will be flow of work, continuous flow of work will be done. That is, there will be no scope for any complaints, there will be no scope for misunderstandings, there will be a continuous effort, that is efficiency of workflow. That will be a very, very good motivating factor for the development of the organization. Then second one is effective utilization. Effective utilization, that is, if they have the better infrastructure, then every inch of the thing is being utilized in a proper manner, because there will be no scope for wastages, there will be no scope for more of wastages. That is, whatever is being given to them, they will work in a positive manner. So this can, we can say that effective utilization of the space and effective utilization of the resources which are being provided to them. So we can say that this will create a very good impact on the working of the employees and the effective workflow. And what are the favorable and also we can say that it will have a favorable impression, it will have a favorable impression on the visitors as well. That is, if the machines are working properly, if the equipments are working properly, if there is a very good infrastructure in the organization, then it will have a great impact on the market, it will have a great impact on the employees, it will have great impact on the consumer. That is, it will have a great impact on the system. Why? Because the clients, whoever come visits the office, will feel a positive energy, because oh, this office has better infrastructure, better machinery, so they will deliver the goods in very shorter period of time because they are well furnished. And moreover, in the perspective of the staff also, the staff also will feel very, very enthusiastic because the infrastructure is very good. They will feel the efficient to work in that good organizations. And moreover, many people who are trying to get into the fresh blood, I can say, new blood, that is the fresh recruitees. Whoever wants to join, there will be a huge competition for people to join that organization because of the office infrastructure and office may, because everybody, there will be a good marketing for that organization, which will create a better environment, and which will automatically will create a atmosphere to earn more and more profits for the organization. So we can say that this will create a better atmosphere, this will create a better understanding for the development of the organization. So, in this today's class, this is all about office layout. So, in today's class, we have finished block 2 and block 3. In block 2, we have discussed about Unit 3, Principles of Organization, and in Unit 4, we have discussed about office environment. And in Block 3, we have discussed about in Unit 5, we have discussed about office accommodation, and in Unit 6, office layout. So this is all about the Block 2 and Block 3 of the Public Office Administration elective paper. Now, in this overall, in today's class, if we summarize, we can say that office accommodation, environment, layout, and the principles, if an office is being established, then the office should have a better environment, it should have a better infrastructure, and the building has to have a proper layout. Everything, the environment, the physical environment has to be very good. Then this will create a better understanding for the employee as well as this can be a vice versa process, that is the employee's perspective as well as on the we can say the organizational perspective. So this is all about today's class. That is, thank you.